Hey. Hi, everyone. I'm Cass Almendral. I'm single. I live in New York. And the reason I'm single is because when women like me, I just don't like them back. But when I like a woman, like when I really like her, she gets a restraining order. The problem is, women, they say they want true romance. They want something like in Romeo and Juliet. But when I climb up their fire escape and crawl into their window in the middle of the night, all of a sudden, that's creepy. But I finally figured out a way to pick up and date an Eastern European model in New York City. Number one, I tell them I have a house in the Hamptons. Number two, I tell them I have an apartment in New York. And then number three, I tell them I work for immigration and customs enforcement. I actually do have a house in the Hamptons and a tiny walk-up apartment in New York. So when I bring women up to my apartment, they look confused. Like when I pull down my pants and they're expecting something big. You guys are laughing a little too much at that. My longest relationship was actually with my psychotherapist. So she had a lot of problems. When she was 16, she had a fight with her parents, and she stole their car, and she drove from Boston to Miami, and then worked as a stripper in a strip club for 6 years. I mean, she was really good at it. She was, paid for grad school and stuff, but she had a lot of issues. I tried to relate to her by saying, well, when I was 16, I really wanted to go to a strip club. But then, it didn't work. She still wanted to break up. Well, actually, what she said was, just don't call it dating and refer to them as sessions. So I go to a lot of parties in the Hamptons. And my friends in the Hamptons, they're such phonies. Because they work out, and they take yoga, and they're really spiritual. Meanwhile, they're all doing coke in the bathroom. That's supposed to be funny. The worst part of it is, I can't leave until they pay me for it. I don't drink. I don't do any drugs, but once in a while, I take ayahuasca. And if you don't know, ayahuasca is this concoction they make from plants in the Amazon, and when you take it, you get 6 hours of spiritual revelations. It's perfect when you want to experience heroin as you convert to Buddhism. So I used to have these really great jobs on Wall Street, and I used to do investment banking and worked at a hedge fund and did real estate investing, and until I lost a lot of money in 2008, and that's why I'm doing stand-up, because that's how shitty the job market is. But at least I still have a really good credit score. If the credit rating scale was between 1 and 10. So I've been dating using Tinder, but since I'm over 40 and the women on Tinder are like in their 20s, I may as well have just stayed on, sugardaddy.com. But I had to stop because if I wanted to, support somebody, some girl in their 20s, I would just open up the fraternity papers I keep getting in the mail. So, I thought that was a good one. So last September, I went to Bali, and it was just like in that movie Eat, Pray, Love with Julia Roberts. It was full of beautiful, single, divorced women. self-medicating on yoga. So we have a lot in common because they're both lonely and miserable, and none of us have had sex in 2 years. But I found out we all do the same thing. In bed, while having sex, we're all like crying. I'm Cass Almendral. Thanks a lot, folks.